This news update is brought to you by
This is the 7 a.m. Barbados Today update for Thursday, June the 12th, 2014. I'm Emmanuel Joseph. Good morning. We begin with news that the Minister of Education has announced plans to revise the delivery and teaching of mathematics in the island's primary schools. Ronald Jones says he's not happy with the quality and standard of the average math scores or the teaching outcomes. Jones says while the overall average in this year's 11+ exams is 57.60%, he's insisting that the score needs to be at least 70% or higher.
And therefore, as the Ministry of Education, we have to take a more determined and deliberate action in relation to what is happening in some of our schools. Therefore, you can rest assured, the Senator and myself will work with as teachers ourselves, we're still teachers by and large, but the practitioners with our curriculum section. We've had some offers by very competent maths persons. They've retired now. We're going to bring them on board as well to go out into our schools, work with our teachers, lift the standard up. We can't be satisfied that the mean is as it is, either in the male or female or overall.
Minister Jones was speaking yesterday during a press conference at his ministry to announce the 2014 11+ exam results, which showed 3 students, Jamie Lynn Tate Gibson of Charles F. Broome, Casey Corbin of St. Winifred's, and Johan C. Lewis from St. Cyprian's, all earned the same scores to become the joint top performers. An opposition senator is calling for a study to be done to determine the future viability of the local sugar industry. Wilfred Abrams told the upper chamber yesterday that right now it made no economic sense for farmers to continue producing sugar cane, especially considering the imbalance between the cost of production and the financial returns.
So at some point in time, the government, the people involved, all the players in the industry are actually going to have to pause and have a serious discussion about where are we going with sugar. We keep hearing about this refurbished Andrews sugar factory that the government is planning to spend $500 million on. Is going to be more productive in terms of the sugar yield. It's going to contribute 25% back into the electricity grid. It's going to do all these wonderful things. But at this juncture, where the reality is that we can't even muster 18,000 tons of sugar. We cannot even muster that in a year, in a crop. Does it make sense for us to invest $500 million in a sugar factory?
In sports now, the West Indies will now have to win the remaining 2 test matches against New Zealand in order to take the 3-game series. That's because the home side was beaten at Sabina Park in Jamaica yesterday by a massive 186 runs. In fact, the Windies were thrashed with 1 day to spare. The next test match will start next Monday in Trinidad and Tobago.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
My dad means everything to me. He's my friend, he's my pillar, he's my role model, he's always there. I'm celebrating my dad this Father's Day with Barbados Today. So can you? Write a letter telling us why your dad is #1 to love@barbadostoday.bb and get a chance to win a Samsung Tablet 3. Enter now. The deadline closes on June 12.
On the regional front, polling stations are opened across Antigua and Barbuda, and thousands are expected to cast their ballots for the government of their choice today. 47,721 people are eligible to vote in the election, which is seen as a straight fight between the incumbent United Progressive Party and the main opposition Antigua Labour Party, although 6 parties are in the race. Prime Minister Baldwin Spencer is confident his Sunshine government can keep the opposition ALP at bay to secure another term in office. But ALP leader Gaston Brown claims the winds of change are blowing and he is ready for the job at hand. If re-elected, the Prime Minister says he will transform Antigua into an economic powerhouse in the Caribbean, while Brown vows to create full employment as he restores the country's image. On the international scene now, Islamist insurgents in Iraq have seized the city of Tikrit, their second major gain after capturing Mosul on Tuesday. Tikrit, the hometown of former leader Saddam Hussein, lies 95 miles north of the capital Baghdad. Iraqi Prime Minister Nouri Maliki vowed to fight back against the jihadists and punish those in the security forces who fled, offering little or no resistance. The BBC's Paul Wood reports.
The speed of the jihadis' advance has shocked the Iraqi government and its Western allies. This is the road to Tikrit, a town ISIS has now seized by some accounts. ISIS called it a blessed invasion. We will not stop, they say. All this after the prize of Mosul fell into the jihadis' hands. Their black flag now flies over Iraq's second city with 2 million people.
That's been the 7 a.m. update. Join us again at noon, but until then, log on to www.barbadostoday.bb, subscribe to our e-paper and like us on Facebook to get more news and sports. I'm Emmanuel Joseph.
This news update is brought to you by...
Hi, I'm Red Plastic Bag. Anyone who knows me knows I don't like cold. Sunshine reigns in my country. I love it.
Get your sun power.